here. So I decided to stay in the backyard this time. December 29th, Sunday morning. Got my cup of coffee. We'll start a poll real quick, as always, right? Let's see here. Let's see. How do you shop? How will you do prefer to shop? Shop local? Online? Big box store? They don't care. Hey, Gummy did it to me again. Thank you for your patience. Ta-da! So we got our poll up. It only took us a minute. Yeah, it came a big thunderstorm this morning. Rolled in early. It's going to be lasting pretty much all day today, I think. Pitter-patter of rain on the tin roof. We're going to burn some incense today. It's one of the bonuses of doing this here at the house in the backyard. Got this nice little setup. You guys see my video, the redneck Jew? Oh, I had fun making that. It's super short, but fun. It was fun to make. I still crack up thinking about it. Little incense. This one is Valerian incense. Fancy. There we go. Get this thing fired up. The wind's not blowing, so we should be able to enjoy it. Or I'll be able to enjoy it more than anybody else. But we got the incense going. Create the mood. Hey, how's it going? Abnorm, haven't seen you in a while. I survived the holidays, we'll put it that way. But yeah, it was good. Doing Hanukkah instead of Christmas. I mean, I'm really not doing it much. Just, I don't really celebrate Christmas. I got the little menorah going. I got an electronic one, little LED light bulbs on it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm glad everybody's joining me this morning. I was just thinking about that shopping local type thing. It's kind of hard to shop local these days. A lot of places are corporations now. You really don't see the mom and pop stores anymore, really. I had a small business, like I said before, a computer business, and it did well for a while. But things just got more disposable, and it just wasn't turning a profit, basically. And lost a lot of business like Best Buy and Office Max, and any place that would, big business that would corn pop. Glad to see you here, buddy. But yeah, big businesses kind of shut me out. But anyway, what are you going to do? It's hard not to. I know prices are better and it's easier to find what you need online. That is true. But I think, take for instance, there's a Tractor Supply here in town that I like to go get pet stuff for them. They got a good selection of animal stuff. And it's just down the road. And I know it's a corporation, but I'm still kind of supporting my local economy because it creates jobs for people who live around me. And you can say the same thing about Walmart and all these Target and all these other places too. Yeah, you could shop online, but and you're creating jobs for delivery people. So it's kind of, which way do you want to do it, But if I can buy it here in town, I'm going to buy it in town before I buy it online. I don't live in a big city, so it's easy for me to get around and go to different stores and do that kind of thing. What you got going on, Platt? Oh, original. Very original joke. Appreciate that. I didn't answer Corn Pop's question. Yes. I did a little video of my my old truck. Put that on here. I did another little video called The Redneck Jew. And got some more ideas for that skit. Being able to do those little skits are kind of fun for me. I like doing them. The Redneck Jew. I used AI to make that logo for the video. It took a while because when I asked AI, I used like 4 or 5 different AI platforms, and all of them didn't want to do anything that had the word Jew in it because they didn't want to controversy or be tied up with something like that. So I had to manipulate the way I was asking the question before it finally gave me that logo that I got, and I had to modify it just a little bit, but I think it's hilarious. It's just a little 45-second video of the truck showing the trim and the grill and the inside and out with a little rock music going in the background. It wasn't like me installing anything or doing some work on the truck, but and the weather hasn't been that great. Like today, it's raining, and I need to order. I haven't ordered parts for the truck in a while. I want to though. Wow. Yeah, it's kind of hard to beat that, Corn Pop. $27 at Home Depot, and then you go on Amazon, and it's $6.87 with shipping. Was that Amazon Prime with shipping? That's insane. I mean, when it comes like that, I guess you just have to shop online. Like this stupid pool over here. The things you order from that. There is a local pool shop here in town. And I buy some stuff from them, but their prices are like twice as much as you can get them on Amazon. Literally twice as much. Something I can get $50 online is $100, maybe more than $100 at that shop. And I get they're trying to support their small business, but damn, if the person selling it on Amazon can make a profit selling it at $50, how much profit are they making in selling it at $100 something? Hey, Bold. Good morning to you. Got my Liquid Energy mug here, some coffee in it. Sweetie's up on the covered porch. She doesn't want to come down here with me. I put a little dog bed here on the ground so she wouldn't be laying on the wet concrete, but she was not interested. She went back in her little doghouse. Let me close this curtain real quick. I had to close this one curtain. Stuff in here was getting wet. You got the Amazon link? I believe you. I believe you, Corn Pop. There's some stuff on there online that you just can't beat. And especially if you're on a budget. Like most of us are. You can't just go spend 20 extra bucks at Home Depot, And it's almost impossible to find a traditional hardware store anymore. The ones that were here in town when Lowe's came into town, and then the Ace Hardware came into town. I mean, that hardware store is probably 80 years old. Who knows how old it was? They had to shut it down, liquidated everything inside. And of course, then everybody shows up and buys from the store when they're liquidating, right? It's like, where were you when I was trying to keep this place open? That type of thing. Can you guys hear me okay with this rain on the roof? Yeah, it rolled through some thunder early this morning. Like boulders crashing across the house. What are you going to do? We needed the rain. That's what they always say, right? It's the principle, yeah. They used to do price checks or price comparisons, and they stopped doing that. I remember one time I needed to buy an external hard drive, and for my computer business, I needed it right then. I couldn't order online. I had to go get it that same day. So I went to Walmart and I saw it. I was like, man, this is like twice as much it is on Amazon. And I went to the register and I showed them on my phone. I was like, this thing's like half the price on Amazon. And they matched it right there on the spot at the register, changed the price and sold it to me. I thought that was awesome. They don't do that anymore. They quickly stopped that. That didn't last long at all. Yeah, if you have to ship something, well, you know, UPS and the post office, when Amazon started out, struck a deal. I know I work at the post office. I don't know all the details of it, but they struck a deal with Amazon to get their business. And I think the only smart shipping platform that didn't do it was FedEx. They were like, nope, not going to do it. We're not partnering with Amazon. They can see into the future that it was not a good investment. But not post office. They get a huge discounted rate. And so much, they cater to Amazon so much that they've got people out delivering packages on Sunday. There's people at the post office right now loading their trucks up to go out and deliver packages for you and me on Sundays. Why didn't Sears strike a deal 7 years ago? Well, I mean, they were doing catalogs, you know? I think the idea between the Sears catalog was to get people interested in coming to their store. Nobody had the idea. There was no internet, right? And you could phone in an order, but the mindset was we got to get these people in our stores. And if we can advertise with this big catalog, all this cool stuff, then they'll come into the store and buy it. You know? I just think it was a mentality. They didn't think about shipping stuff, you know? I joke around people who want stuff. I ordered this thing 2 days ago. It never showed up. And I was like, you know, 20 years ago, maybe longer than 20 years, 25 years ago, you would order something on TV with an 800 number. And they always say, please allow 6 to 8 weeks for delivery. And you were fine with that. You're like, okay, see it in 2 months, you know? Hello, here's my credit card. And then 2 months it would show up at your house. You're like, what the hell is this? And you're like, oh yeah, I had a few drinks that night. I remember ordering that on TV. Sears was carved up. Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Cashier's check or money order. Yeah. Cashier's check or money order. And you're to this 800 number to Walla Walla, Washington, or some stupid thing like that. Catalogs. Hey, bringing back memories. The catalog kids, you know, as a kid, you'd want to go to the toy section of the catalog. And then you had the perverts who wanted to go to the lingerie section of the catalog. Hey, Sandro, how's it going? COD, cash on, yeah. They still do cash on delivery. Some people sell stuff online. And we'll do cash on delivery. COD. Instead of processing a credit card, it's rare. And it's a pain in the butt. But the post office still does CODs. Yep. And it'll be like a couple $100, you know? And what they'll do is they'll get the money from the customer, bring it back to the post office. We'll cut a money order and then mail that money order to the person who sent it. And that's all part of the fee for the COD. Corn Pop's right. All those things. Kenmore, Die Hard, Craftsman. I bought a lot of Craftsman tools. I still have a bunch of Craftsman tools. And when Lowe's bought it out, that's the first thing I asked them. I said, are you going to honor this warranty, this lifetime warranty with these Craftsman tools? And they looked at me like I was insane. They didn't know what the hell I was talking about. Like, you buy a wrench or a ratchet at Sears, Craftsman, and it busts, they're going to replace it, no question asked. And they've done that for me when Sears still existed. But I went to Lowe's, and they were like, huh? Yeah, it's a Craftsman, buddy. This is from like 40 years ago, 30 years ago. You know, I still have. I've got Allen wrench sets, the little key sets that flip out from Craftsman. Bunch of wrenches and sockets. I figure I was making an investment. I'll invest in something that has some kind of warranty in it. And not everything I have is Craftsman, but I got a bunch of stuff, and it's for that reason. I wanted to have some kind of backup warranty with it. And some of these other places still kind of do that, like Lowe's with their tools and Home Depot, and they'll do some kind of warranty if it's like within the first 2 years. But the Craftsman will be like 20 years later, hey, this ratchet didn't last 50 years. It only lasted 20. I need another. They would give it to you. They're like, okay, here you go. Have a great day. Thanks for buying the Craftsman. No questions. They didn't even care. I had to hunt. The time I replaced a ratchet, I had to hunt down a Sears store. And it was about 30 minutes away. And it was a small one, had the appliances and tools in it. And I just walked in there and said, this thing's busted. And the guy didn't question me, hesitate or nothing. He just grabbed it and went, okay. This one looks like the same size as the you with that one. I was like, yep. He didn't even care if it matched exactly. He was just like, this looks almost like the one you have. It's the same length and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, looks good to me. And I still got it. It still works great. Oh, yeah. Miss Sears Canvas Painter Pants. Painter's pants made by Levi. Yeah, some of that stuff's gone, man. You'll never see it again. You got these other companies that bring in, I guess you'd call tough apparel, like Duluth Trading Company. They got some really good stuff, but it's expensive, super expensive. Carhartt, expensive, But I mean, if you want that type of durable item, they used to sell kits where you could build your own house through Sears. Google that one. You could go onto Sears, go to a Sears catalog, or order one catalog, have sent to your home, and it would have these plans for houses, blueprints for houses. And then you'd be like, I want that one. And you'd send them the money, and a whole kit would come by tractor trailer, all the lumber and everything. They would drop it off on your lot. And with like an instruction booklet, you would build your own house. Build the whole house. I can't imagine doing that. That's wild, Imagine if Lowe's or Home Depot did that. Oh, you want a house? We got one right here. We'll send it to you in a truck. Use your credit card. And then you're stuck out there with all this lumber and stuff, trying to put it all together by yourself. Because your family and friends aren't going to jump in and start swinging a hammer. Oh, that's interesting, Corn Pop. I didn't know that. Huh. I like the OD green stuff. I still got my old field jacket from the Army. It's up in the closet. Still got my rank on the collars and my name on the front. Yep. Still got my field jacket. Got a couple other little Army things from when I was in the service. I had an old field desk. If you had prior service, the old Army field desk was this wooden box. It was about maybe 3 feet tall. And when you take the front cover off, it went up like this and became a table next to the desk. And there was drawers in there for your files and paperwork and things like that. And it was for officers to use out in the field. So you would lug this thing out there, set it down, open the cover, flip it around for a tabletop, and then you had all your drawers on the side. Yeah. I lost that in the divorce in the shed. There's a lot of things I just left behind. I never brought. Never took with me. Well, you can still mail bricks to the mail. You can mail anything you want up to set. Well, not anything. If it's under 70 pounds, there was a lady that was here in Georgia, and she was going back to Alaska, where she lived or whatever, and she wanted to ship her tools to Alaska because it's cheaper than bringing it on an airplane. So we had these large flat rate boxes. If it's up to 70 pounds, you could ship it anywhere in the United States, and she got her money's worth. She literally had log chains that we put inside these boxes, and they were like 68 pounds, pushing 70 pounds. I put tons of tape on them, and she shipped it for like $20. It's like people, some people order brake rotors and things like that still today in flat rate boxes, and they're heavy as hell. If you're not paying attention to what you're picking up, trying to scan these packages, you're like, what the hell's in this thing? It'll be like a brake rotor, and the box is like almost crumbled to pieces, but the rotor's still in there, and they pay for flat rate shipping. They got it. And then people order cat litter, bags and boxes and tubs of cat litter online. But yeah, the weight limit's 70 pounds. No alcohol, tobacco, firearms, or chemicals, basically. But yeah, people ship all kinds of stuff through the mail. They order things, but you can still do chickens in the mail. People order baby chicks. They get sent express mail, so they're there within 1 or 2 days. And your phone number's on there. We get them. We still get them every once in a while, especially in the spring. Boxes of baby chicks, and they'll be just chirping and cheeping away like crazy. And you call the number at 7 in the morning, and they're not going to answer. You leave them voicemail. I'm like, hey, your birds are here. Come get them. We don't send them in the truck. They have to come to the store and pick them up. They have to come to the office, post office, and pick them up. They're not going to ride in the back of a truck going, on this route all day long before getting dropped off. We don't want the birds to die or anything like that. So, yeah. What's going on, Johnny? You can order all kinds. People order bees. I remember this one time we had a crate, maybe about a foot long and about 8 inches tall, and it was just full. It has screens on both sides. It's just slap full of honeybees, and the queen was in there somewhere, and had this little rope handle with the label and barcode on top, and yeah, they ordered honeybees. Somebody ordered roosters, and that thing sat in the post office for like 4 hours just crowing inside a box. It was driving us insane. People coming to the front counter is that a rooster back there? Yeah, it's a rooster. I wish they'd come pick it up. And it's just sitting there crowing and crowing. 1990, you were a Marine, and they were supplied Sears and Roebuck. Man, you imagine if you had those today, how much they'd sell online, Corn Pop, if you still had those in your possession. Sell them on eBay. That'd be crazy. People would pay good money on eBay for something like that. Something vintage, original. Yeah. Yeah, people order bees, chickens. One guy does carrier pigeons. At this one post I was working on a few months. And I think the story behind it is that he would do competitions with these carrier pigeons, and he would send them out, and they would go wherever, and then when they met their destination, I guess he was timing them and seeing how accurate they were. I don't know, some weird hobby, and whoever got it at the other end would put it in a box and mail it back to him, and he would do it again. I don't know. Poor pigeons, like, go fly. Now we're going to mail you back. Well, go fly again. It's wild. People order that kind of stuff. What's some other stuff? People order bugs for the reptiles. They get like a box of crickets or roaches with little bitty holes. You can see their little legs sticking out. And it's to feed their iguanas and lizards and snakes or whatever else they're feeding. People order that stuff. But yeah, you can order all kinds of things through the mail. And even like over 100 years ago, people were shipping their kids through the mail, literally shipping their babies in the mail, because it was cheaper to put it through the mail than it would be on a plane, on a train. Oh my gosh. You ordered VHSs, they sent it Saudi Arabia. Hey, if you wanted it, right? What's the weirdest thing you've seen stopped by the post office? Is like stopped in the mail, and we couldn't deliver it. People mailing marijuana will stink the whole office up, and then we have to report it because it's an illegal substance. And then they wonder, how? Oh, why are they at my house? We report it to postal inspectors, and they would follow it, try to figure out where it's coming from, where it's going, let 2 or 3 of the packages get delivered, and then they'd go bust them. Yeah. But, you know, oh, there was this one lady. I've been at like 5 different post offices, and this one was closer to Atlanta. Um, in this, I don't know if she was Filipino, Vietnamese, something like that. I'm not sure exactly what nationality. But her family members would literally ship her fish in the mail. And you know that took a week or two to get to us. And I don't know if it was dried fish or something like that, but it stunk to high heaven. And she would get it like every month, a box. And no matter how much tape they put on it, we would set it outside. It stunk so bad. And she was so happy to get it. We're like, you can get fish right there at the store. No, I want the fish from my hometown and, the Philippines or wherever it was. And, yeah, all that stuff would stink. Sometimes it would be leaking some kind of sauce out the corner of it or something. We'd have to wrap it up in a trash bag to keep it from leaking all over the place. That stuff stunk so bad. Oh, gosh. Look it up. Kids going by mail, and it showed a mail carrier holding a kid under his arm, and people were doing that. Like, you're gonna go spend the summer with your grandma. Here's the post guy. Put the stamp on your forehead, and you're gonna go see grandma for a couple of months. I don't know the whole story behind it, but yeah, they would pay to have their kids shipped. And then post office, I think it only lasts like a couple of years, and they're like, look, we can't be shipping your kids anymore. You can't do this. People have mailed beach balls, the huge beach ball aired up, just took a Sharpie and wrote the address on the ball itself, slapped the barcode and tracking information on the side, and shipped it. And it made it, just bouncing along the whole way. Your packages for the post office don't have to be in a box per se. This one guy, he was going to ship a basketball to his cousin, nephew, or something like that. And you know how if you buy a basketball at the store, it would have that cardboard around it, but you can see the ball on both sides? I just put a little more tape on there, and he didn't want to put it in a box. I said, you ship it just like that. He's like, really? Well, yeah, let's do it. So we just put the label on the side and wrote the address on the basketball in the box. Sent it on its way, and it made it. I think, I never saw this, but there's a story that there was somebody shipped a potato, wrote on the potato the address on the potato, put the sticker on there for the postage, and mailed it. And it made it somehow. Yeah, but don't eat it. It's comical when you see these I call them raw shipments. When the item is not in a package of any kind and it's just being shipped. Yeah, that's kind of wild. It's insane how a potato made it. I can't remember where it was coming from or going to. It was just something I read online. But I had personally seen the beach balls, frisbees. People write stuff on a frisbee and send it. Yeah, you want to do something silly like that. You could send if you got a grandkid or a nephew or somebody who wants a toy, you could send it to them in the mail that way, and it'll get there. Just a plain old frisbee. You could probably send a frisbee as is with no packaging from around maybe $6 or $7, depending on how far away it's going from where you are. Yep, I sent a coffee mug to India for one of my viewers, but it never got there. It's still stuck in customs or some post office in India. Poor Ramesh, he can't get it. It's just sitting there. I told him, I said, you gotta go to your post office in India and pitch a fit, man. You gotta tell him, where's my stuff? So yeah. you can ship all kinds of stuff. Oh, my incense is burned out. So you should do another incense. The wind's kind of picking up. I don't really get to smell it that much. Here's spikenard. Does anybody know what spikenard is? It's famous for its cognitive, psychological, and neurological benefits in some kind of medicine. Ayurvedic. It says here it's excellent for blood circulation and regulate the heart. It's safe to inhale. I don't know if the FDA would approve of that, right? It's smoke. I don't think you should be inhaling smoke like a cigarette, you know? It smells really good. Like I said, I don't know if the FDA approve you inhaling incense as a medicinal alternative or something like that. Come on, light up. There it goes. Ta-da! Incense. Ah. There's a slight breeze, and I'm not really getting to enjoy it that much. I probably won't light another one after this one, though. It says it's supposed to burn for 60 minutes. We're 30 minutes into the cast, so an hour from now it should still be burning. That's what it says on the package, 60 minutes. Spark up reefers. No, I don't smoke any weed or anything like that. I don't smoke anything. Never have smoked anything. My parents smoked when I was a kid, and I'd have to empty the ashtrays and stuff. Oh, it was disgusting. Smoke in the house, in the car. They both since quit, but when I was a kid, they would a couple packs a day, like it was just completely normal, you know. Wink, wink. No, I have a federal job. I can't be smoking pot, dude. Can't be smoking pot. No weed for me, man. No weed for me. I'm almost out of coffee. I got a little bit of sip left. I'm going to run inside real quick. I'm using the Keurig. I'll make another cup real quick. You guys hang out for just a second. I will be right back. And we'll continue our conversation. Is that cool with you guys? It's almost empty. Now it is empty. I'll be right back. We'll take maybe 2 minutes. 2 minutes to make another cup of coffee. Ba-dum-bum. Alrighty. Michael, what's going on, man? Save you some. Uh-oh. You want a mug of coffee? Here you go. Ready? Ramesh, we were just talking about you. And the quest for your coffee mug still continues. The drama and quest of your coffee mug. I have these Coffee with Malcolm coffee mugs. Oh, the skunk smell. Save some of that for you. If I find any, I'll let you know and you can come get it yourself. I can't mail it. So. Hey, no problem. If you were here, I'd make everybody a cup of coffee. That's why I do this. Be able to sit down and just kind of hang out and sip a cup of joe. I think the rain finally calmed down. Here comes Sweetie. Poor old dog. What are you doing, girl? She's going to get some water. She drinks out of the pool. It's a saltwater pool. And I leave her a bowl of water. But she goes to the pool and drinks out of the pool. No matter how many bowls of water I leave out. You got to go to the office, Ramesh. You can't just call them. You're going to have to go knock on their counter and demand, where's my stuff? I'm outside Atlanta, Georgia. And I'd normally go to a coffee shop and do this. But I thought because of the storm and stuff, I'm under a gazebo that has curtains that I can close up if I need to. What are you doing, girl? You want to see Sweetie? See, come on over here and say hi, girl. Hey, girl, what you doing? See, my name's Sweetie. I'm a sweet dog. I'm an old sweet lab. Yeah. She'll end up going back in her doghouse. She gets bored with the. She's not much for live streaming. You thought I was on the West Coast? It'd still be dark there, I imagine. What's good? I got your bed right here. You don't want to lay on this bed? I got a little raised bed beside me on the concrete here, so she doesn't have to lay on the concrete. And she says, nope, I'm not going to do it. She just wants me to pet her. Sit here and rub on her ears and her neck and top of her head. She just let me do it all day long. Wouldn't you, girl? Wouldn't you, girl? Yeah. It's not snack time yet. Later on, I'll give her a bone she could chew on. That's like a highlight of her day. Isn't that right, girl? She's a good dog. Really good dog. Doesn't bark. Doesn't run around and chew things up. But she's a lot older, too, so I like old dogs. Chill, you know? She's just happy to be around me. I don't have to really... I play fetch with her a little bit and you know, run around with her a little bit, but she doesn't last long. 5 minutes of running around, she's ready to lay down. Isn't that right, girl? Isn't that right, girl? Huh? Yep. She's laying her head on my leg. Have a seat. There you go. I'll put that bed beside me so you can lay down. You don't want to lay down, do you? No, I want loving. Just loving all the time. Oh, me. Oh, yeah, Michael. We got kittens in the house as well. 3 of them. Rachel brought them home, and they were like a week old or something like that. Something insane like that. And we had to feed them with droppers, make formula, kitten formula, and feed them every 2 or 3 hours. And now they're like 6 months old. They've all been fixed a few weeks ago. But 2 out of 3, they're like full adrenaline nonstop. They just go. They're jumping the furniture. They're going all over the place. Got little cat stuff. They're jumping all over. They're just flying, chasing each other up and down the stairs. They're nonstop, and then they'll crash for like 10 minutes. And they're back up and doing it all over again. And they're nonstop, man. Absolutely nonstop. They'll chew and chase anything. Um, if you leave a cat collar on the counter or somewhere, one of them will come up and grab it and start just flinging it around, playing with it, chasing it, tossing it, carrying it off, and it'll disappear. He'll hide it somewhere, and you got to go on the scavenger hunt to find cat collars and anything else that he's grabbed. He likes Rachel's hair bows, hair ties, or what do you even call them. He'll take those and go off and hide them in places, different things like that. The cat laser, yeah. Well, Rachel doesn't like lasers, so we can't do that with the cats here. But I've seen, I've had cats in the past, and lasers are pretty damn funny. Watching them chase the laser, you can wear them out pretty quick with a laser. You get them chase the laser pointer for a while. They're, 10, 15 minutes of that, and they're wore out. They're ready to lay down and relax. It's pretty good. So if you're about to go to bed, just play with them for about 10 minutes with a laser, and they're done. They don't give the exact post office in India. Let me see. You got my email, Ramesh. Email me tomorrow morning, remind me, and I will look it up, find out where it is, and I can try to get you the location, because it'll say, like here in the States, we have zip codes for everything, and you have your form of zip codes there as well. So if I give you that particular zip code, then maybe you could track it down and ask them where it is. I don't know, maybe. Istanbul, how's it going? Istanbul does a charity. She sent me an email link on it. I don't have it in front of me. She can indulge you on the details of it, but she does a charity for, was it the Yazidi girls, women, or something like that? I can't remember. She sent me the email. I got it all, but it's on this phone that I'm streaming on, so I can't really look it up right now. But Istanbul's a lady. Yazidi. Yep, the Yazidi, and helping them out with education and things like that. It's pretty cool. Get some more information on that. Maybe you can throw it into the description of this video if you guys are interested in looking into it. Maybe help her out with a charity or something like that. That'd be nice. I love getting on here again because I get to hang out with people from all over the world. Ramesh is in India, Istanbul's in Turkey. Well, she's not right now. She's part of the charity thing right now, so she's not actually in Turkey at the time. But yeah. Ramesh's like, pardon me, I didn't realize. Yep, I broke 1,700 subscribers yesterday. I broke the 1,700 mark. It's still ticking up slowly, but it's still growing. The channel is and everything like that. I'm looking forward to getting to those 3,000 watch hours. Yeah, I'm back. I just walk inside, use the Keurig, and come right back. Didn't take but a couple minutes. Look at this girl. She'll just lay out in the wet grass. She's so used to being outside, it doesn't bother her at all. We put her doghouse on the back porch, which is covered. So a covered doghouse under a cover stays dry and warm. Got her all bedding and everything in there, and heating pad and stuff like that. But every day I give her a bone to chew on. I have these rawhides and whatnot, and I gave her one. It was raining, pouring down rain, and this is a couple weeks ago. She sat out there in the grass in the rain, happy as could be, tail wagging, chewing on her bone, just having a great time. Hey Loki, how's it going? Yeah, it rained hard last night. She's laying out there in the grass right now. She's not afraid to get wet. Not at all. She's a lab. Labs love getting in the water. Yeah. I haven't seen Loki in a while. How's Loki been doing? Hope everything's going well on your end. The weather's, good old Georgia weather. It's going to be up to like 60 something today and tomorrow. These storm fronts come through, and then Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday, it's going to drop down back in the 40s again. So last week I had a beanie cap on and everything with a heater on top of me doing this Sunday cast. Rawhides are bad for dogs. You know what? She loves the hell out of them, and it hasn't hurt her at all. Um, I've found actual bones that you can buy at pet stores, um, and you can give those to her, and she crunches and chews them all up to bits within like minutes. It doesn't take her long at all. I've never seen her choke on anything and things like that, but they say drinking and smoking's bad for you too, and you do that for fun, right? Bully sticks or bull pistol? Huh? Never heard of that. I know at the one pet store they have actual trachea tubes, buffalo trachea tubes, and oh yeah, she loves those too. But I have to drive on the other side of town to get them where I work, kind of out of the way. I could order them online. I need to do it though. She loves those things, and I think they put honey on them or something like that, and she just chews them all up. She loves them to hell. But well, you can get like pig's ears and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's PetSmart. I went there and they had this whole section of these actual body parts that you could buy for your dog and chew on and eat. Spines, trachea tubes, femur bones, pig's ears, all kinds of weird stuff. I mean, I haven't had a dog in forever, especially buying them stuff like that. And yeah, it's wild all the stuff they have on the shelf at the store now. Now again, you don't want stuff to go to waste, right? So if let her chew on a bone or something like that. There's like a femur bone, a pig femur bone you can get for like $2. You can buy those at the store. She loves those. Her jaw, she'll just crunch through that stuff like it's nothing, and it just crumbles to pieces. And she's just happy as can be. Chews them up. But I give her a little something each day. She's spoiled. What was it last week? I was talking about this little old lady. She's like 106 years old, and she drinks Fireball liquor at happy hour every day at her assisted living place, and she's like 106. I don't know. There's a lot of different things. What, George Burns smoked cigars and he was like 100 years old? You want your body to be donated to the State College for Science? You're not going to donate your body for science? It's my body. I'm going to put it in the ground, damn it. Or I'm going to burn it up into ash. Are you like an organ donor? I'm an organ donor. I figure if I'm dead, I'm not using them. Let somebody else have them. It doesn't say anything in the Bible that you can't go to heaven if you've given your kidneys away or something like that. So, hey, give my organs to somebody. I want mine to rot in the ground with me, damn it. They're mine. I don't want anybody else to live long in this miserable world. I'm doing them a favor by not giving them my organs. He shot a crown royal every day, made it to 90 years old. Yeah, it's wild. I think a lot of it's just your hereditary, your genes. Some people are just gonna live longer, and some people aren't. And there are steps you can take to live longer, like eating healthy and exercise, things like that. But some people don't have to do all that. Some people don't have to. They just drink and smoke and live to 90. You eating lard in their food and fried food all day long every day and live to 90. It was raining. It was like a thunderstorm this morning in Istanbul. And I have the gazebo here, which has curtains that I can close in. If it got crazy, I can close myself in and still do the podcast outside. So that's why I'm here in the backyard. Yeah. Wow. Where is Leo? I don't know where Leo is. I think his mother was not feeling well, and he's not been able to get on here. Um, I texted him earlier this week, and he texted me back. So he's still alive. He's still alive and kicking it, but I'm not sure where he is. But you know, I think he stays with his mom. Stays with him, and she's not feeling well. So I think he's taking care of her. So send him prayers, good vibes, you know, hopes and wishes, however you want to do it. Wish Leo and his mom better health, you know, that type of thing. But yeah, I've got a few people's phone numbers. I don't text people like crazy, just every once in a while. I got some feedback from Leo about my video called "The Redneck Jew." He liked it. He thought it was a good idea. I kind of threw it at him first before I published it. He thought it was hilarious. I think it's hilarious too. It did decent on YouTube. But that one, and then I did one on the truck. I got a couple more ideas for the redneck Jew. Is this a beer stein? Nope. It's a coffee mug. It says right here, contains caffeinated drink, liquid energy. It's just a big old mug. Fit my whole hand in there. I love this thing. What's my plans for New Year's? I don't know. I don't know, man. I really don't do much for them. I'm kind of lame when it comes to that stuff. Smoking cigars and driving in 1950s pickup. Shoveling his walkway. They say you got to stay active if you want to live long. Is it BPA? It's not plastic. It's ceramic. If it's got BPA in it, I don't know. I don't care. I really don't. Ramesh wants to know what everybody's doing for New Year's. Anybody got any plans for New Year's? Gonna cook out, stay up late? You know, I'm just an old fuddy-duddy. I'll stay up till midnight and be like, woo, and then go to bed. I don't really do much. You like to drink tea? Is that what you're gonna do for New Year's? Have some good tea? The drone thing kind of died down. The whole drone drama, you know? I'm gonna kiss your cat at midnight. And stay home because of drunks on the road. Yeah. I mean, I'm not in my 20s. I'm not gonna go out there and party on New Year's Eve night, you know? The only thing, if I was gonna, you know, it'd be kind of cool to be at Times Square one time, trying to experience that, but it's super crowded. I don't think I can handle it. I don't think I can handle the crowd. Like Times Square, you know, where they get in there and it's just packed shoulder to shoulder, and they've been there since 9 o'clock in the morning or some garbage, and there's like 3 bathrooms that everybody has to use. So yeah. What's up, sweetie girl? She comes over here and gets a pet or two, and then she'll go lay back down again. They wear diapers. That's crazy. Hey, Terry. People are gross. Stay home. They would have to wear diapers if they're sitting out there in Times Square for like 10 hours waiting for the stroke of midnight, 12 hours. And then they got to go home after that. So yeah. Oh yeah, I got Sweetie the dog right here. See if I can get the camera to do that. Boop. Say hi, Sweetie. You know, I just like to get petted and loved on. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Oh, everybody loves you, Sweetie. Don't worry. Even people on the internet. Yeah. We got some cats inside the house as well. She's a rescue. She's super chill. That goat. That metal goat out there scary. No, it's not real. It's a metal sculpture type thing. Got it at some garden center or something like that. We got cats in the house, outside of the house, and she doesn't give two about them. She'll walk right past them like they don't even exist. Total silent treatment to every cat we got. She's not like, she doesn't chase squirrels, doesn't chase cats, nothing. The only thing she chases is the sunlight during the day as it moves across the ground at this time of year, because the house casts a shadow. That's about the only thing she'll chase is the sunshine, and she'll keep moving across the yard, laying in the sunshine. There you go, girl. Lay down in your bed. And when it's warm outside, she'll jump in the pool and swim a couple laps. Yeah, just using a standard YouTube app. I'm not doing any. I got a program where you can put little stuff on the top, but I think it's too busy. I don't think people really like that, so I stopped doing it. I've got my phone on a little tripod, and yeah, just using my phone. I don't have any special camera, no rig or anything like that. I use a Pixel 9. I've had compliments on how good the resolution is on the Pixel phone. It's got a really great camera. And that's just the front camera. The back camera is supposed to be like 4 or 5 times better than the front camera as far as resolution. It's like 4K or 8K or some garbage like that. I don't even know. It's a Pixel 9. Oh, how's it going? Post office guy here. Pixels are. I love my Pixel phone. I've had Pixel since Pixel 3. 3, 4. I skipped the 5. I had the 6, 7, 8. Now I've got the 9. She wanted an iPhone. Clean your room, and you need to get ready for the party. I think the iPhones are overrated. I think they're overrated. Coffee's right here, dude. I think iPhones are overrated. They're super expensive. Everything you buy for them is expensive. You have to use all their special junk and all their apps. I like the Android phone. Yeah. Pixel 1. I didn't have the Pixel 1, but I started with the Pixel 3. Yeah, the iPhones are just way overrated, I think. And then people will judge you. There's some people that will judge other people if they don't have iPhones. I have kids, but they're gone. They're grown and gone. So yeah. Some people like Samsung, but I don't like all the bloatware that comes with a Samsung phone. They got all that extra stuff on there. Now, granted, my Pixel's going to have Google stuff on it, but I can delete almost all of it if I want to. There's some stuff I can't, but I can really trim it down, customize it the way I want better. The MacBooks are bang for the buck. I guess so. I'm a PC guy. I like to be able to customize it, and the software's cheaper, more versatile, in my opinion. Yeah, I've never had an iPhone. I've worked on some iPhones when I had my computer shop. Wow, you had some shares of Apple. Do you still have them, John? Your shares of Apple stock? I've had some good Motorola phones too. Back when cameras weren't the biggest thing, the biggest concern. It was more like you want a phone that did good reception because you couldn't get a signal half the places you went to. And Motorola seemed to have really good reception back in the day. And if you had a Motorola phone, you can almost always, you wouldn't drop as many calls with Motorola. No, you don't have the stocks anymore. If only we could go back in time and buy stocks, you know? You'd buy Google, you'd buy Nvidia. That stuff went up through the roof. Microsoft, of course, all the big tech stuff. Yeah. All the flip phones. You can still get flip phones. You don't like Windows 11 where they're trying to make copy Macintosh? What about my dude? Linux. Oh man, Linux is cool. You gotta know what you're doing though with Linux. And I've used Linux to recover stuff from people's MacBooks and PCs. I'll have Linux on a thumb drive and I'll boot from the thumb drive, and then it doesn't matter what password they got on their computer. I can log in with my Linux operating system on the computer, get all their files, their pictures and documents they're trying to save, copy it to another thumb drive, and then I can reset the computer and they haven't lost anything, you know? You got a Nokia Thor's hammer phone? Oh, there are some cool phones out there. They run off Android. Did you get these box sets that have all this other stuff like Transformers and Marvel and other things like that? Distros are very simple. What's a myth on the Linux? Linux isn't hard, but if you, it's better if you know the code and you can write different stuff with Linux. I mean, Linux is super powerful, way more powerful than PC and Mac. Most of them are built off a Linux kernel anyway. Honestly, you know nothing about technology. Just stuff I learned and got taught on my own. Ubuntu, yeah, that's what I use. The Linux version of that. Um, Rachel had a laptop she forgot the password to, and I didn't want to pull the hard drive and hook it up separately. I just put the Ubuntu thumb drive in there, booted up, saved her stuff, and done. So yeah, it's a Nokia 3310. Oh, you still got your old Nokia phone? Wow, those little brick phones that never die. I don't have any torrents. Nah, I never got into that kind of stuff. Never got into torrents and stuff. I tried, but you get viruses and you get all kinds of other kind of crap on torrents. I don't know. It's just too sketchy. I don't want to deal with it that much. I'm not into. I don't have a music library and I don't have a movie library. You can get a VPN, do the same thing than a torrent, right? Protect myself. I'm not doing anything nefarious on the internet. I know what to click on and what not to click on. 36 puppy is a yeah. Yeah, where you can actually remove the battery from your phone. If you get frozen, you just pop the battery out, wait a second, throw it back in, restart the phone. You can't do that. Gosh, some people used to leave their iPhones on the dash of their car, and the battery would start to swell, and it would pop the phone apart, and they're like, "Oh, something's going on with my phone," and I'd have to yank that swollen battery out of there and swap it out. Yeah, it's crazy. And then I don't know. If you're smart enough, they're impenetrable firewalls. Yeah, like I said, Zara, I'm not really doing anything on the internet to worry about that kind of stuff. I'm not. I watch videos and stuff on YouTube and things like that. I research some stuff online, but like I said, I'm not doing movie and music collections. Some people get on there just to be able to pass information, movies and music back and forth. But yeah. Oh, and the back wasn't glued? That's odd. Yeah, I know they started gluing them together. Used to, on the old iPhones, like the iPhone 4, you had the little two screws in the bottom and you just pop the whole thing apart. It was so easy. Now there's like no screws on the bottom anywhere, and it's this industrial glue they have on there. It's a pain in the ass. That's why I stopped doing phone repairs a long time ago. Like 6 years ago, I stopped doing it. I'm like, this is stupid. You permanently borrow music off YouTube. Yeah, there's ways to do it, but I've never had like a music collection or a movie collection. I never did collect CDs and DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff like that. I just didn't. I listened to whatever was on the radio, whatever came on TV, and go to the theater, and that was it. I just didn't really collect that kind of stuff. I don't know. And now with the internet or I have Sirius XM in my car, I get to listen to all kinds of stuff all the time. Let's see. Comments are going by fast. I got my other one so I can read that long one from Maximus. And you ask your got a phone first time, then you ask him, can I use my phone now? Oh my gosh. You got allotted time for your phone? Remember when you used to have minutes and you have to call after 9 p.m.? So you'd have unlimited talk time after 9 p.m. And you could only call in your state. Remember how stupid that was? Living in Tennessee, like I could only call people in Tennessee. If I brought on the border and talked to somebody in Kentucky, I'd get charged for it. It was. You don't recall that? Oh yeah. Phone plans used to have just minutes. You'd get 1,000 minutes a month or something like that, and or you could have like 200 texts or something like that, and they would charge you an arm and a leg, anything beyond that, and then and you'd have a 2-year contract and all this other crazy stuff. Phones were a total mess back in the day. All the stuff they'd make you do. But yeah, you'd have to have so many minutes, and if you called people in the same network as you could have more minutes. What was some other crazy stuff they did with cell phones? The minutes thing was crazy. Calling after 9 p.m. was crazy. So many people would have 1-minute phone calls. Hey, what you doing? Okay, I'll be there. All right, goodbye. That was it. Everything happened after 9. Like, what the hell? It was so bizarre. It was expensive to go over. You go over your allotted minutes, and man, your bill would shoot through the roof. It would be insane. I use Google Fi as my cell phone provider right now, and it's pretty awesome. I like it a lot. You remember all the stuff about the cell phones I'm talking about? Yeah. Oh, yeah, they would charge you for ringtones. I forgot about that. You'd pay 99 cents to have your favorite song play on your phone when somebody called you. And then roaming. You get in roaming areas, too. You get outside the network, and then you'd be like, you went down the wrong street or something like that. Backgrounds you had to pay for. And then remember the annoying, some people would get, when you called them, instead of it ringing like a regular phone, you would play some song, and you're like, what the hell am I listening to? And it'd be some like heavy metal or some dorky country song or something like that. You're like, come on, pick up, so I have to listen to this stupid ass song. Playback tones for the caller. Yeah, the playback tones, that's what I'm talking about. You're like, ooh, I like that song. I'm sure everybody loves to hear that song when they call me. If you're like me, you'd hear that song and then it would get stuck in your head, and you'd have to go turn on the radio full blast to get it out of your head, Verizon had the call tones. I don't know. A bunch of that cell phone stuff was hilarious and ridiculous at the same time. Call waiting. Yeah. 250 free weekend minutes. Oh my gosh. 90 cents a minute afterwards. You're better off going to a payphone with a calling card. Remember those the prepaid calling cards? You go to payphone, you type in like 20 digits, and you're like, hey mom. Oh my gosh, you're traveling. Pick up. Remember recently the beepers, remember pagers and beepers, and those guys were using beepers just last year to avoid tracking, and then they got their nuts blown off. Oh man. Beepers. Just page me. Hey NZ, how's it going, man? We're reminiscing about old phones and minutes plans and stuff. Just joking around and laughing how ridiculous it was back in the day. And you would brag about your cell phone plan to other people. Well, I'm with so-and-so, and I get this many minutes for this price, Let's see. Got a different plan with a different provider and it has roaming charges that I didn't want to be part of the plan. Yeah. But now you can... this phone right here, it does not have a cell phone plan on it at all. It's just on the internet, on my home Wi-Fi. And I can do everything but make a phone call with it. And it's just a small computer. And I use it for filming, and it's a Pixel 7. But I can surf and do everything I want on the internet with this thing, and it doesn't have to have a cell phone plan. And I can get one of those apps that gives me a number to where if I'm on Wi-Fi, I can use it like a cell phone for nothing, So, 10 codes for pagers. Well, I want their pager to say this. Beep, 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 beep. That was a whole process. Gosh. And we thought we were awesome. Mine was green, like transparent green, where you can see the circuit boards behind it, had a little display on it and a belt clip. I don't even want to remember how much I paid a month for that stupid thing and get like 3 pages, I was like, nobody's paging me. I wonder why. Now I get text messages and phone calls all the damn time that I never want, It's so ridiculous. Oh man. And we laugh about how it was 20 years from 20 years ago, and 20 years from now, we'll laugh about how the cell phones are today. All the car phones. I had a bag phone in the late 90s. Had the big handle on it and everything, and a huge battery inside. This antenna you flipped up. There was like no cell service out where I lived, and but I love technology and I wanted a phone, and it was this huge bag of a little briefcase looking thing with a handle. It was wild. I had on the back of the handset had all the big buttons with the green screen. You're like talking on a home phone with this bag and this antenna. Hey, how's it going? I wish I'd have kept that stuff. Oh, didn't have a call till then. Bought it yourself a phone, iPhone 5. Yeah, the iPhones. That's what Apple started the whole smartphone thing, but yeah, well, not really. If you think about BlackBerry, that was kind of like a smartphone. Well, this phone I'm using right now doesn't have a little SIM card. It's an electronic SIM inside a part of the motherboard. So I don't have an actual little card that goes into the phone. I just digitally have a SIM in there. It's from Google, and yeah, I can lock it with my other phone. So I just go to a Wi-Fi spot and be like, lock the phone, tell me where it is, and it'll tell me all that stuff. You know. But nobody wants to steal an Android. Hey Eric, how's it going, man? Stardashian's there in the chat. That's Eric. He's a fellow YouTuber. He does gig work down in Florida and does a lot of streaming online. His YouTube channel. Now, what's the LG rumor, Loki? We're just we're laughing about old cell phones and pagers. I used to have an LG phone, and I liked it a lot until it froze on me for like no damn reason. It just locked up, froze. I'm like, screw this. I'm not getting LG ever again. I had a couple of LG phones. They were all right, but now I like my Pixel phone. I'm not, I'm staying with the Pixel. It's good stuff. Oh, the slide. That's another thing. The slide out keyboard. I had an R2D2 Motorola R2D2 Android phone, and it looked like R2D2 all over it. It was pretty sweet. And then you slide the keyboard out, and you had the full keyboard to type everything in. Yeah. I forgot about that. My ex got mad at me or something for some stupid reason and threw it and busted the screen. I don't know. She was a whole mess. I'm glad she's my ex. The only phones you'd buy would be the an Apple phone. Is that what you're saying? They broke too easy. Well, I mean, I would slide the little. It slid like that, and it didn't. I had one that flipped out, and for texting. I think that was an LG, and the one with the slide out keyboard was Motorola. I don't know. I had a bunch of different cell phones throughout the years. She must hear something out there. Sweetie's gone to the gate. She normally doesn't do that. Let's go see what she sees. You see something, sweetie? Oh, the rain stopped. What are you listening to, girl? What are you sitting at the gate for? When are you sitting at the gate? You want to go out there and look around for a minute? Come on. What? She normally doesn't like to go outside the gate. You want to go see what it is? Come on. Let's go out here and see. What do you see? What do you hear? You're the one who wanted outside. And she just sits. Oh, don't worry, girl. Don't worry, girl. Everything's all right. She normally doesn't want to be outside the backyard. I don't know why she wanted to come out here. And like I said, she was a stray.
I'll take her and walk around the yard a bit. I don't have to use a leash on her. She won't run from me. And after just about maybe a few minutes outside the backyard, she walks right back to the gate and wants right back inside the backyard. What you doing, girl? Finding a place to go use the bathroom. What do you smell? She smells something. What is it? It's unlike her to do that, though. Wanna go back in the yard? Come on. Dogs want to do what a dog wants to do, right? So he's just sniffing around. Like I said, this is not normal behavior for her. What is it, girl? What are you doing? It's in the 50s today. It's supposed to get up to like 68 today or something like that later this afternoon. This is an outdoor shelter. There's a stray cat. And we put this outdoor shelter right here, and the cord is a heating pad going inside. It's wrapped in a tarp. Nice little dry spot for the stray cat to go inside. We're trying to catch her so we can get her fixed and everything. But yeah, that's what the extension cord and everything's for. Yeah. You ready to go back in the backyard? Come on. She just wanted to sniff for 2 minutes. She's ready to go back in the backyard. Easy like Sunday morning, right, sweetie? There you go. Hey, all you had to do was ask. I'll let you outside. You want a bone, girl? You want to get you a bone now? Huh? Go get her a rawhide bone out of the shed. Under a tornado watch? That sucks. That's what happens when the temperature changes drastically like that. You get tornadoes. I think Texas was under tornado watches too. Like I said, we're gonna go get her a rawhide. What am I doing after the live stream? I don't know. It's raining out. Do some chores around the house. That type of thing. There you go, girl. That's all I wanted was a bone. She just waddles off. There she goes. I don't know. Maybe go out and get something to eat. I don't have any real plans. Nothing really go see and do. You know. Just kind of hanging out. But I am almost out. I have to go get my third cup of coffee here in a second. $50 degrees right now. I'll go up to 70 degrees down in Texas. Yeah. Oh, you got a theme song, Eric? I didn't know that. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look on your channel and see your theme song. I was trying to make up a theme song too, but I'm not very musically inclined, and I haven't found an app that does what I want it to do. So, no, I don't go to church vegan. I don't follow Christianity anymore. I follow Judaism, and it's kind of rare out here, so it'd be Friday night if I did something. But anyway, no, I don't go to church anymore. That's a whole nother story and part of my life that I'm gone now, and it's just better off that way for me anyway. For me, I'm gonna let you guys watch Sweetie for a minute while I go inside and make another cup of coffee, and you guys can watch her and the metal goat in the background. I'll be right back, guys. Make another cup of coffee. I'm back. Where'd Mac be? There I am. Did Sweetie behave herself? I lost some viewers. Oh man. Michigan. Nobody wanted to watch the dog. Do I have the story online where when I used to go to church? I've talked about it a couple times in my live streams slash podcasts in the past. But basically, I just had a lot of questions that couldn't be answered. And then I wanted to study. I started studying on my own more, which I hadn't done. I never did before. I kind of just followed it blindly. And it just didn't feel genuine. I felt like I was living a lie. And so I just started reading and studying. I believe there's a God, but I just didn't. I couldn't. I just, I didn't want to lie to myself, much less other people, And then I just felt it resonated with me when I started studying about Judaism. And now I haven't converted or anything. Still reading some stuff and learning more about it. But it just resonates with me, makes more sense to me. I don't know. That's about the simplest way I can describe it. And like I've said many times before, I think a lot of people in the religion they're in now because their parents chose it for them growing up. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people. I would think that you would need to study more and listen to your heart more to follow what you truly believe and feel. I guess is the way to put it. I don't know. I'm happy with my decision, and but I don't ridicule or judge anybody else for believing what they believe. Who am I to say that I'm right and you're wrong, or the other way around? I mean, it's faith, and you believe in something and you have faith in it. It's something that you have to connect with on your own. That's the way I look at it. People who follow Hindu or Buddhism and all these other religions. There's so many religions in the world, and who to say that they're wrong? Really, I mean, I don't know. I had this argument. It's like, if you think about the world before all the the ability for us to travel from country to country is so easy now. But if you just roll the clock back 300-400 years, maybe not even 400-500 years ago, you have all these different civilizations around the world. This is just something that kind of rattles in my head a little bit. And bear with me for just a second. If God can create all these different places around the world, and if God can create all these different types of people around the world, why couldn't God allow these people to worship God their own way, different places around the world? Does that make sense? So, if the Native Americans, the indigenous people of North America, they migrated. People say they migrated from different places. They kind of came, the transportation. Mostly, basically, I'm trying to simplify it, but you got people like in the Middle East. They've just been in the Middle East as a people for the majority of history, right? Asian people stayed in Asia for majority of history, right? So these people could possibly, as part of God's experiment, if you want to put it that way, allow people to live in different parts of the world and worship different ways. But I think at the core of most religions is peace and love your neighbor type stuff. At the core of most of them, right? It's when certain people get involved and they have agendas is where you have the Crusades, and you have jihad, and you have Exodus, and all these different things happening. I think that's more human influence and they use religion as a means to make those things happen. And they twist it. They twist the religion, whichever religion it is, to suit their needs and meet their agenda. Yeah. Faith is important, religion isn't. A lot of people argue that. Yeah. Terry's exactly says exactly what I've been saying. You know, if you grow up and your mom and dad are Baptist, and you grow up Baptist, you know, you probably stay Baptist, or you may become atheist. I mean, you just like give it all up altogether. Um, but a lot of people, that's what I did. I grew up Catholic and lived Catholic till I was 42. I thought that was the way to go. But there were so many times along the way, it's like I felt like I was living a lie. I didn't believe it, you know, and I just kept going, thinking, and the things that influenced me from the church, in my opinion, end up uh, making me make bad decisions for my life versus better decisions for my life. You know what I'm saying? Had I not been so religious at the time, I may not have made certain choices that that I'm, you know, I look back and think if it wasn't for church, I would have taken a different path at a moment's notice, and I wouldn't be in the situation that I was at certain times in my life. uh, I don't know. I haven't studied all the religions, Loki. There's so many out there. Um, yeah, but again, I think it's a personal preference, and I don't think one religion is inherently worse or better than the other. For the most part, I guess it's the hypocrisy and you know, twisting it for your own agenda, for, you know, for war and stuff like that, or for and it happens with all religions. All religions go into war for their own gain, you know. Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I guess. uh, Turning away from it. Yeah, is somber the right word? Surreal subject to talk about because it's so personal, and it's so much part of people's lives revolve around the religion a lot. You know, even if you're atheist, you still. Again, these are just my opinions, not truth or fact. I'm not trying to preach to anybody. I get down as I'm not very good at debating this kind of stuff. I can only tell you how I feel. Really, I don't know. To each their own. My only thing is, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, you know, live your life the way you want it, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. I guess that'd be the whole golden rule: do unto others, you'd have them do unto you. Yeah, but I think that it could be said that just you can do what you want as long as you're not hurting anybody else. I think that would be more of a better quote, in my opinion. Never met an honest Lutheran. uh, Respect for other human beings and nature, and mind your own freaking business. That sounds pretty good. uh, Faith brings hope. Hope creates reason. Huh. We got some deep thoughts from Loki today. I can appreciate that. Just mind your own freaking business. I don't know. When I left the Catholic Church, and I only had a couple really close friends as an adult in the church, and I told one of them I wasn't coming back. A couple of them wasn't coming back. That instantly, I was a leper. Instantly, in no time, I was instantly a leper. They wouldn't have anything to do with me. Their kids wouldn't look at me in the store. It was a small town. I would cross their paths at the store or into a gas station or just driving by, and they would literally look right past me like I didn't exist, and it hurt a lot. And it was like it's like flipping a switch. When I started telling them I didn't believe it, I didn't want to go back anymore. I was a complete leper. They didn't want anything to do with me. They didn't try to convince me to stay. They didn't try to teach me this or that, or try to help me through troubled times. It was like I was done. So done. It was so fast. It within like a day or two. It swept through the whole Catholic church I was going to, and they didn't want anything to do with me anymore. That was it. I think, Loki, I don't know if you should preach on the corner, please. I think everybody, the word, and it's out there. And if anybody's curious about it, especially with the internet, they can look and research on their own and make their own decision. I don't think it's it. You can lead by example. There's no real reason to preach or convert anybody. Um, it's got to be in their own heart and their own belief, right? I think you can. It says in the Bible to preach, but a lot of things in the Bible are metaphors, if you really think about it. So preaching doesn't mean standing on a soapbox and yelling at people all the time. You know what I'm saying? You can preach by your actions. You know, by doing things for other people or just doing the right thing and consciously know in your mind that you're doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do because God wants you to do the right thing. You know, you're not trying to. It's not because you're trying to curry favor from your neighbor or something like that. You're just doing it because you know it's the right thing to do, and be the good, better person, if you will. I think that's more powerful preaching than sitting out there on the corner with a sign yelling at everybody. How am I celebrating 2025? I don't know, man. I I've never been huge on New Year's Eve. Never really have. You know, I even in my, like I said, my 20s, I didn't go partying or anything on New Year's Eve. You know, I hung out with friends and stuff like that. Stayed up late, but even today, I'm just like, 3, 2, 1, hey, good night. I'm done. uh, so Catholic religion, why images Mary where a cross wasn't seen as a religious symbol until Jesus died. A lot of the stuff was fabricated stuff after Jesus died. If you really look into it. You're ready for April 2025? That's when spring starts. How many days till spring, Zara? Countdown to spring. We could go on the whole religious tunnel if you want to. I mean, a lot of those books and stuff were written almost a century after Jesus died. And they were written by other people. So there's a lot of theories and beliefs that, like, the books of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were not actually written by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They may have had it transcribed and somebody else did it, or collected the stories and put it together in their name and their behalf. But you got to think, back then, not many people could read and write. You know? And these were supposed to be like poor fishermen that followed Jesus. Now all of a sudden they're scholars and they can write, you know, whole books. So I don't know. And a lot of it was advocated by Paul. And as far as the New Testament, if you really think about it and dig deep, he wrote a lot of the stuff that's in the New Testament. He's slamming Judaism and other religions, and you know, writing these letters to all these cities and people and tribes and everything, saying, "Hey, you're doing it wrong, doing this and that." And he's the one out there evangelized. And then it really didn't take off until the Romans adopted it. And the Romans were like, you know what, this is it. And that was based on a general who kind of made a bet and said, if I win this war, then I'll believe in Jesus or something like that. And he won, so he's like, you know, it must be real then. I won this battle by the grace of God. And now we're going to have, this is going to be the official religion of Rome. I don't know. You really read back into that kind of stuff. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote the Testament, pass it on. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't prove or disprove it. I don't know. You know, it's just like not all the stories match between Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. If these 4 guys hung out with Jesus and watched him get crucified, and then like 60 years later write down everything they saw, you think more of the stories would align with each other more. But there's some of the major stories in each book that are so different from the other one. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, if you go to a car accident and you're a newscaster and you interview people around the car accident, yeah, you're going to get different stories about the same car accident. Granted. But they're all still talking about the car accident in most of its detail. You know? It's not like one person saying it fell from the sky, another person saying it came out of the ground, another person saying it was going the wrong way down the street, and another person saying it was just sitting there and spontaneously exploded. Yeah, those guys they were all poor fishermen that followed Jesus. They didn't have the means to get paper and pen and write scripture. I don't know. Again, it's something I think you need to study on your own. Make your own conclusions, get the information, and try to come to a conclusion on your own. Um, my nose is running. But anyway, are you leaving, Zara? Well, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you hanging out with me and having a cup of coffee and having a pleasant discussion this morning. I hope it didn't get too serious. I try to keep it a little lighthearted. Make sure you like and subscribe, please. Check out some other videos I've been posting here recently. Some shorts, little things I put on the internet, on YouTube. You might like them. Thanks, Zara. I appreciate it. I'm flattered. Yeah, thank you. But anyway, I'm glad you guys hung out with me. I like doing these in the morning. She completely ate that. The bone's totally gone now. And it makes her so happy. Exactly. Hell's never mentioned in the Bible. That's what I think about Judaism as well. There's like the belief is that you go through a cleansing period, if you will. Kind of like purgatory for Catholics. You go through this little cleansing period before you can become one with God. And that there is no hell. And all you have to have is a relationship with God. And you just ask God personally for forgiveness or guidance. And have that relationship one-on-one. There's no middleman. There's no all this other stuff. It just makes more sense. I think there was some kind of thing is like, well, does Hitler get to go to heaven if he goes through the cleansing period? And some may say that no, he's just abolished from all existence. So that's just one theory. So somebody as evil as Hitler per se would not go to heaven, but they would just be abolished from all existence. They would never get to enjoy the paradise of heaven after death. I don't know. I haven't died. I haven't experienced this, so I don't know personally. No, it's not lunch break. It's 9:40 in the morning here, and on Sunday mornings I just do a couple hours, kind of just chatting online and enjoying a cup of coffee and having a conversation. Excuse me. What if he asked for forgiveness? Some people have that argument as well. Right before he took that cyanide, he killed himself. He can be like, "Hey, forgive me, please," and then some would say, "Well, if he asked for forgiveness right before he died, then he could go to heaven." I mean, it's very hard to comprehend and think that everybody gets to go to heaven no matter what. And if that's the case, everybody gets to go to heaven no matter what, then what's the point of doing anything good if you're going to get there anyway? Some people believe that. They're like, I don't care. I'm going to do this anyway. I'm saved. I can just go do whatever I want. And I'm all good. Duck my head in some water. Yeah, the babies go to hell if they're not baptized. That's crazy. That's crazy. And then Loki's telling us something about Lucifer. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in there. Do I observe Shabbat? No, not really. Because like I said, I follow it, but I haven't converted. I try to follow the path of Judaism, but I haven't converted. I've thought about it, but I want to, for me personally, I want to learn more about it, and I don't want to go into it blindly, just because on a whim. So I do read and watch and listen. Some things online and books that I've purchased and to study on. Um, so yeah, Carlinism. What's Carlinism? There was a little place that I was going to for a while when I was working at this other town that had service, if you will, for lack of a better term. I can't think of it right off the top of my head. But and it's very interesting, very welcoming. George Carlin's Two Commandments. Oh my gosh, George Carlin. what what were his two commandments, Loki, for George Carlin? Mm. I remember being, I was Catholic at the time, and very religious at the time. And when he passed away, I like his comedy. I like watching him. I thought he was hilarious. But I worried about him. When he died, I was like, damn, did he get to go to heaven? You know? Did he get, where is he now? Is he burning in the lake of fire? You know, that type of thing? I don't think so. I don't think he's burning in the lake of fire. I don't think God will put us all on here just to burn us all up. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of crappy things go on in the world. Storms and hurricanes and typhoons and earthquakes and volcanoes and people die and diseases and all kinds of other stuff. I get it. It's not perfect, but I don't know. Try really hard not to kill someone lest they worship a different invisible man. Gosh. George Carlin. Take Ricky Gervais. Ricky Gervais is an atheist. Hilarious comedian, in my opinion. And he's a really good guy. He doesn't feel that he needs to believe in anything to do good deeds and be part of society. And that's fine. But who am I to say that once he passes away that he'll be whatever the destiny is? None of us actually really truly know. You know? I mean, you don't know until you die. That's why it's called faith. Right? He's a pretty kooky character. A lot of the stories that are told about God are told by man. So, you got to take that in consideration too. Even in the quote-unquote Old Testament. So, I don't know. I can't preach it. I can't tell you one way or the other. I can't promise you anything about it. Just what I've learned and read about myself and tried to, make sense of something that makes sense and feels right. I don't know. It sounds kind of cheesy, but yeah, I can't judge. I used to judge other people and I felt crappy for it too. I felt sorry for a lot of people. I was like, they're not doing this path. They're not going down the same path I'm going down. They're all gonna be hurt. I gotta help them. I don't know. It just felt futile. If that it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right at all. So I just didn't. I never was one to, like I said, get on the street corner with a sign and yell at people. Never did that kind of stuff. I wouldn't do it today either. I get on the internet, yell at a bunch of people I can't see. But you can see me. So I'm just basically talking to a computer. And that's why I'm comfortable doing it. If I was out in public, I'd probably freeze up. I wouldn't have anything to say. In my mind, I would have a million things I'd like to say out loud, but I would be afraid of the reaction that I would get right in front of me. Yeah. It's kind of therapeutical to be able to come on here and just talk about stuff, Sweetie, just happy as can be. I want to be as blissfully happy as the dog. Not a care in the world. Just sit there and chill in the sun. Being a domesticated dog be great. Always happy all the damn time. Get Get a little niblets and gravy and a bone each day, and you're like, yeah, this is great. People have that argument too. Nothing. People have that same argument. I hear what you're saying. I don't know. To me, I think it's taken out of context in a lot of stuff. Um, you have to read the whole book and read the whole story. Don't pick and choose different little verses out to really get a basic understanding of what's being said. You cherry pick stuff, you know. But it's. I think it's person by person virtue. Yeah. What is a superior pet, dog or cat? I have cats and dogs. I like both of them. I like both of them. Um, Cats can be a little obnoxious, but they can also be, really kind and sweet too. Dogs can be the same way too. I think I'm gonna lean towards dog a little bit more, only because she's older and she's super chill. Yeah, if I ever get a dog again after her, I'm just gonna go to the shelter and ask for the oldest dog they got. You got any mature dogs in here? I don't want a puppy. Uh, Cats are a weird roommate that poop in a box. Oh, these cats are sweet. They'll curl up at the foot of the bed with me. If I'm on the computer, they'll lay between me and the keyboard and lean against me and stuff like that and cuddle. They're fun to watch to play with like a laser pointer or a toy or something like that. Very entertaining, but they can be very demanding too at the same time, which can be kind of annoying. You know. Now I guess a dog can just sit there and stare at you like, you gonna feed me what? Yep, she just that sweetie, my dog sweetie here, I can sit out here in this yard for 8 hours and just sit and do nothing and be totally content. All she wants is to be around somebody. Just sit and just chill. That's my kind of dog right there. Doesn't bark at anybody. You want to see the piggies one day, the guinea pigs? Um, yeah. I mean, I could do that. I can make a little video of them, put it online. The cats we have here go after Rachel's hair tie because it smells like Rachel. Got a couple of them. They'll take it and run around the house and play with them and hide them. They'll play with almost the kittens. The three kittens we got. They'll play with anything. They'll eat anything too. It's bizarre. I was eating Cheerios and one of them, a Cheerio spilled out of the bowl on the table. He sat there and just ate the Cheerio. I'm like, why are you eating Cheerios, cat? Yeah, I'll make a little video of the piggies, the guinea pigs. A little short or something like that put together. You guys can see them. Had to had to pick them up. They're not crazy about being picked up. Um, but we had to trim their little nails. They can't trim their own nails. They don't. They end up curling if they get too long and stuff like that. So you had to get little clippers and stuff. It wasn't too bad, but little things like that we have to do with them. Um, yeah, I'm reading Istanbul's text here. She doesn't like it because you're supposed to be good for God's sake when you should be just good because it's nice and kind. I get that. Pipe cleaners and pom poms and dunks them in the water bowl. We had this one little pink mouse, had a little catnip in it, cat toy, and one of the cats took claim to it and would not let any other cat mess with it. And you would find it in the water bowl, dunked in the water bowl, like it's going to drown it or something. I don't know. It got pretty. I had to throw it away. It didn't last long, but yeah, just bloop, drop it right in the water bowl. And you're like, what is this? Why do you do that? Yeah, you'll find a toy in a water bowl every once in a while. It's funny. I know. The cats do that. I think you express yourself just fine, Istanbul. Have I tried dogwana? No. I haven't tried any of that stuff. I give her some CBD um, tablets in the morning. She's kind of stiff getting up in the walking around after she's been laying down. I think they help. She seems to be able to get around a little bit better with the little CBD, and it helps her out. I still give her that once a day in the mornings with her morning food, and it seems to help her out pretty good. What's up, big dog? Catnip. Yeah, they love some catnip. We grew some catnip in the yard, and one of the cats we let outside just rolls around it and kills it. He rolls around, chews on it, and just completely destroy the catnip outside. And he gets all over his body, so when he goes back inside, he smells like catnip, and the other cats are like, hey, come here for a second. Just chilling. That's kind of what I'm doing. Having some coffee and hanging out. Just chilling, man. PetSmart sells it as dogwana or dowana. Dogwana. Huh. I'll have to look it up. I know the CBD tablets work really well for her. And then we have some CBD we give to the cats to calm them down if they're going to the vet. So we have little stuff we can mix with some treats to have them take it, kind of calm them down before we put them in a carrier or take them to the vet for their shots and stuff like that. You want to eat iguana? I guess if you had to. if you're searching for food and all you can find is iguana, you never had it. I mean, people eat all kinds of animals. I don't know how old she is. Like I said, she's a rescue. We've only had her for a few months. She was just wandering around aimlessly. Somebody dropped her off. I can't tell you for certain how old she is. I honestly don't know. But all her teeth look good. I took her to the vet. Vet says she's in good health. For a stray dog walking around, she was in great health. No worms of any kind. Nothing like that. She wasn't overweight. Obviously, being a stray. She's gained some weight with me because I spoil her. And she's not wandering around all the time anymore. She doesn't want to wander around. She just wants to chill in this backyard. I don't know how old she is, but she's definitely older. She'll play fetch for about 5 minutes and then she's done. Yeah, they normally can. I don't, I was just excited that she had good health. I didn't really ask about her age. So iguanas are invasive. We got to eat them all, big dog. You're right. If they're invasive species, we need to eat them. So make sure you go out there and get those iguanas. What about? Oh, I got disconnected for a second. What about those monkeys that got loose in South Carolina? Those lab monkeys, like 40 of them got loose, and they're all females, so they weren't going to multiply and take over the United States. They said they caught most of them, and they just hung out around the building, the trees close to the building. They didn't go far. I don't know. And then there was a spider monkey that got loose in Texas. Somebody had it as a pet. It was running over people's houses through the neighborhood. It took them a while to catch it. And the people who had it, it was an illegal pet, and they got fined for having the spider monkey running around in Texas. I don't know how they came in possession of the spider monkey, but they did. And, yeah. A little spider monkey just hopping from house to house and tree to tree. That's wild. Florida's covered in iguanas. And, what's that, the pythons, the big, huge snakes, boa constrictors, or whatever you want to call them. Oh, the boars, the pigs, the wild pigs running around tearing stuff up. Yeah. You see videos of them, people in helicopters just flying across these open prairies, shooting pigs, wild boars and stuff out there because they're just tearing up crops and messing up farms and stuff like that. And they're invasive and they tear up everything you get a hold of. I don't have any exotic pets. I guess you could say, some people would say guinea pigs are an exotic pet. But it sounds like fun. Oh, you get like $5 if you catch an iguana. It's like collecting cans. You'll get a few cents for it for your effort. We're the most invasive species, humans. Yeah, we're the ones who transport these animals back and forth all over the world. What was it? These crazy killer hornets or something that came from China into Washington State, and they had to, like an emergency lockdown or hunting these things down. I think they said they eradicated them from the United States. They were able to contain it before it spread all over the place. And they got on some kind of shipping container, came over from Asia somewhere, and then made it to the United States and freaked everybody out. African honeybees. They're all lies, Loki. I don't know. I know those Joro spiders that are here in Georgia now. They're huge. They're 2 or 3 inches long. Big. They're not ugly. They're kind of nice looking with the colors on them and stuff like that, as far as spiders are concerned. And they make these huge webs, and they're a invasive species as well. But they've spread. There's no way to contain them now. They're all over the place. They're all over the South. So, but I think those murder hornets, they were the reason they freaked out about those so much is because they were attacking honeybees and honey hives, and farmers need those bees for pollinating and things like that. So they really buckled down and got those things out of here. I don't know. These Joro spiders, they say they're not gonna bite anybody. They do eat other spiders, I think. I don't remember the whole history of the Joro spider. Joro. Should we be regulating the migration of certain species to let nature do its thing? Well, nature would do its thing, but it's us bringing a totally foreign species into an ecosystem that's not prepared for it. You know? Can live 12 hours underwater and hold a grudge and pass it on. Oh man, I don't. It's wild that they could. Yeah, I don't know. It's just some animals migrate from place to place on their own. Birds migrate across countries and things like that all the time. But and frogs and other animals. Was it the Cat Island I was talking about, Japan? There's an island off the shore of Japan. It's only like 2 kilometers long, super small island, and they used it for fishing a lot. And so in the 40s, they had a big rat problem. So they brought in a bunch of domestic cats to help neutralize the rats. That's a mockingbird. You can see him right there on the branch. Cheep, cheep, cheep. But the cats, they didn't get them fixed, so they just kind of took over the island and decimated the ecosystem there. Ate all the lizards, birds, and everything else. And the people had to feed them, keep feeding these cats. They finally got them all neutered. But it's like, I think it's like a couple hundred cats on this tiny little island. And that's a lot, if you think about it, how much food they would consume and how they would just decimate anything that lives on the island to feed themselves. But they finally got them all fixed, as the story was told. And but you can still visit the island. There's like 6 people that live in these shanty town almost looking thing on the island, and a ferry goes there twice a day, brings them supplies, and some tourists can go back and forth. They said you had to bring your own food and everything you want with you because there's no restaurants, there's no stores, there's no trinkets. You can hike, but you'll starve and have nothing to take home if you don't bring it yourself to the island. They don't supply you anything. You come out there at your own risk, basically. If I had to order, if I was going to own a tarantula or an iguana, if I had to, I'd probably go with an iguana. I don't know, a big tarantula kind of freaked me out. What do you feed a tarantula anyway? I've never owned either one. Never had a desire to own anyone. Either one, I should say. I don't know. If I wouldn't own either one of them, but if I had to take one in, it'd be an iguana. They're pretty chill. Just give them a heat lamp and a couple of bugs. They should be fine. I'm sure tarantulas just eat bugs too. I get that, but I'm sure there's some kind of diet you have to give them. I don't know. I would be less hesitant to pick up an iguana than I would a tarantula. Some people say you can handle a tarantula, it crawl all over you, and it's not going to bite you and all sort of stuff. But yeah, you could feed the tarantula to your friend's iguana. That'd be a big, that'd be a huge meal for an iguana. It'd be like a Komodo dragon or something like that. Those things are like 6 feet long or something. Something stupid. What type of iguana are we talking about here? Nah, no exotic pets for me. Just we, boop, and the cats that we rescue. Iguanas are like 3 feet long. Yeah, I guess they could eat a tarantula. I don't know. I've never looked up. I'm never fascinated enough about iguanas and tarantulas to look them up and find out what they're all about. I just think it's strange people keep them as pets. They really don't do anything, you know? A cat will chase a toy around. A dog will play fetch, and go on walks with you. An iguana just sits there for the most part, right? It'd be seem kind of boring. Wesley's here. Hey, Wesley. Iguanas are pretty tough lizards. Yeah. Frogs? I don't know. Frogs. We had a tree frog that was hanging outside the house. It was loud as hell, making this croaking next to this tree next to the house. I had to go scoop him up, take him across the yard, and put him on another tree to get him to shut up. He was so damn loud. He's waking us up at night. We've talked about a lot of stuff today, Wesley. We've talked about religion, cell phones, reptiles, shopping. What's some other stuff we've covered today? We had a little hamster for a while. Her name was Sandy. She was cute. And she would burrow in a little hole and make these little burrows and stuff. But she only lived a couple years and then she passed away. Your hamster's name is Ed. Millions of them migrate across in the summer. Damn. Hedgehogs. I never had hedgehogs either. What's up, those little the little squirrel-looking thing that has the flaps, the sugar thing or something like that? You can kind of toss it in the air and it flies back to you or something like that. I have guinea pigs now, and they do a lot of pellets. Sugar gliders. Yeah. The little things. There was a video. I don't know how true or fake the video is. It could have been edited some way. But somebody was playing with their sugar glider and taking a little video of it. And one time they threw it up, and this hawk came and snatched it mid-flight, took off with it. And she was like, "Oh, my sugar glider!" I'm like, yeah, that's nature for you. Pow! Nailed it. Yeah, it's like, I'll take that from... I'm sure you can find it on the internet. Hawk takes sugar glider. Boop. I had a golfing story where I was out on a driving range. They just seeded the driving range, put seed out there for grass and stuff. And these little birds were out there pecking around, eating the seed, and, a whole bunch of them out there. And I couldn't hit a golf ball straight to save my life. And I hit this one golf ball, and it just skipped across the ground like a rock on water. Nailed this bird, a robin, I think it was, dead on the spot right there. I was like, damn it, I was just at disbelief. And I was like, I can't believe I killed this bird on the driving range. And so I'm sitting there contemplating what just happened. This other guy shows up beside me. He's getting prepped to hit the driving range. And then this osprey flies down on my dead bird, plucks it, and eats it right there on the driving range. He didn't even try to take it off. He just sat there and ate it. And this guy was like, "Hey, man, you see that out there?" And I was like, "Yeah, I see that." I was putting the golf clubs away, and I walked off and left. I was like, it's not a sport meant for me. And then when I tried to tell the joke that I got a birdie on the driving range, nobody thought it was funny. I thought it was kind of, a nice little pun. But I actually did get a birdie on the driving range. Killed it dead with a golf ball. What? It's like, yeah, the drone thing was all over the place, Wesley, until Christmas. On Christmas Day, they all stopped. A majority of them stopped. And now you see some others kind of pop up here and there. But I bet a bunch of it's AI generated now. Everybody wants to be famous on the internet, so they'll fabricate some AI video of an orb flying across the sky, and it'll look real as hell, and it's garbage. You know, you can't really believe it's. I don't know if I at first it was like, what the hell's going on, but now it's kind of like, was it even real? You know, I don't know. You want a pet raccoon? Good luck with that. This thing, you'd have to get it as a little bitty teeny raccoon and raise it as your own, because those things are vicious as hell. Dogs are really cool companions. Yeah, they are. They are. Never golfed. The in-laws ran golf course. Dug holes like crazy. Repaired lots of sprinklers. They put you to work on the golf course, huh? Oh, the money and chemicals that go into a golf course. Yeah, all the stuff they use to keep that grass green. They manicure it. Um, I don't know. There's a lot goes into keeping a golf course up, and it takes up a bunch of land. And I'm not crazy about golf courses. I think they're excessive. But yeah, the amount of stuff the chemicals and stuff they use to keep those greens so green year round. And then there's water they consume to keep all the grass growing, just so some old fart in a cart can slap a ball around. I don't know. It just seems a little overkill. And there's so many damn of them, you know. I know down here in Georgia, they had these gated communities that have 3 or 4 golf courses inside the gated communities with these $1 million homes, and they build these subdivisions around the golf courses. And your backyard could be like on the golf course itself, and then you have to have like basically bulletproof glass on the backside of your house so golf balls won't shatter and fly inside your home. It's like uh, it's just ridiculous. You can't even go in the backyard. Somebody you get pelted by golf balls. You know, you're sitting in the backyard. But I'm right on the course, and I love golf. I don't know. I don't know. I tried it. I was horrible at it. I was in my 30s trying this thing out, and I just wasn't good at it at all. They tried teaching me, and like 1 out of 20 would go straight. It was just, there's a knack for it. Oh, you do auto glass? Oh, that's right, Wesley. Oh, what's the name of your company? Kiss My Glass. I think I forgot to look that up, Wesley. Kiss My Glass. I think that's the name of his glass company. He'll correct me if I'm wrong. Neighborhood. You do. How many windshields do you replace and stuff because of golf balls? Golf course mishaps. Oh, at least business is good. You know, job security. I guess that one thing can create business for another. Golf courses and breaking windshields, you know. Never had windshield busted out for a golf ball, thank goodness. You have a lot of work at least once a week because of golf balls and baseballs baseball season and hailstorms. Yeah. Who wants camel towing? Really? That's what he. Kiss My Glass and camel towing. That's that's very creative. Baseball. Oh yeah, baseball's fun. Baseball's fun. It's just the golf. I like I said, I tried it. The one time they actually got me to go out on the entire golf course one time. And in preparation for that, I went to Walmart and I bought 20 used golf balls. Came in a little box, used ones. I didn't want to buy anything expensive because I knew I was going to lose them. I didn't want to waste a bunch of money. And they gave me some clubs for me to use. So I didn't have to buy any clubs or anything like this. Went out there, 14 holes later, and the reason I stopped at the 14th hole, because that's where the clubhouse was. 14 holes later, I had lost 22 golf balls and came back with two that I didn't even purchase. And I said, I'm done. I'm not playing anymore. This is not. They're like, come on, man, ride the rest of the course out. We got four more. I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm staying here at the clubhouse. I want to have a sandwich and hang out. You guys just meet me here later. It's like I have to understand. I know when I can't. I'm defeated. I just let it go. It's like not doing it. Do I support the glorious DPRK and its eternal struggle? I'm not familiar with the DPRK. I would have to look that up. Kim, you are willing to tell us? Taking your birthday girl to IHOP for breakfast? That's cool, man. Well, I had a computer business called GPC, Your Computer Spot. That's what I named my computer business. My last name's Gilla, so I use the G for that, and I would tell people if they didn't get it. Yeah, I don't support North Korea, if that's what DPRK stands for. Republic of Korea and its eternal struggle. No, I don't. Yeah, I do not support North Korea. South Korea is pretty cool, though. I got to visit that a while back. Yeah, golfing is. I would see these guys go out on golf course, and they would pile in. They'd come in like a group of four of them. They'd buy a bunch of beer, put a cooler on the back of their carts, and just play for 4 hours, getting drunk, whacking these balls around. Come back, just having a good. It's like going out to a club or something like that, you know. Is drinking in goofy pants. Yeah. I don't know. They'd love it. They would just love it. And they would just, boop, hit the ball. I don't know. And people will say, people would network. Like people who own businesses and stuff. You see a lot of more people, you don't see people working on minimum wage to play golf, basically. So if people had money to some degree will play golf, and they socialize out there on the course and do business transactions and network with other people and while playing this sport that costs money, you know. Weed roaches on the carts a lot. Oh my gosh, I did love driving golf carts. We when I worked at a golf course once. That's why I did the golfing that one time, because I worked at the clubhouse as a bartender, and those guys working in the clubhouse would convince me to play. But I would drive around with golf carts all the time. It was fun driving those things around. It's a rich man's social time. Like game hunting, yeah. It's expensive to play golf. Then you'll buy these golf from Titleist or, all these other brands and play pool with the vets. Hell yeah, that sounds like more fun. You would take clients bowling and do bumper cars. That sounds like fun. Go bowling. I haven't been bowling in a while. I'm not that great at that either. I'm not really good at sports at all, honestly. I never played them in high school. I know it takes a lot of practice and effort and, training and skill. I don't know. I just never was fascinated. I played a lot of baseball as a kid. And I started getting good at it. But then I got into high school and I couldn't get to the high school baseball team. So I just let it go. I didn't play anymore. But I was decent. I wouldn't say I was great, but I was decent throughout middle school playing community sports, baseball, things like that. But yeah, after that it was done. Go-karts are fun. I'd love to have a go-kart. Terrorize this neighborhood up and down the street and then go-kart. What's cheap and relieves a lot of stress? Oh, balding and bumper cars? Yeah. Go Bengals. That's when people start talking about football. I'll say, go Lions or go
Go Browns, some underdog team, and they look at me like I'm crazy because I don't really support any particular team. I'd always name off some team that is not that great. Go Vols. Yep. 865. But yeah, like I said before, I'd rather watch sports with friends. It doesn't matter what team's playing. Just the fact of watching the sport itself is entertaining. You know, get wrapped up in jerseys and memorabilia and hats and all these different things for your sports team. Back in the day, you had more loyalty to your team. Yeah. Uh, got you cakes performing on stage. Oh, were you a comedian, stand-up comedian, working the mic? That's wild, dude. Oh, they love their college football down here. I'll tell you that. Yeah, Eric likes the Cowboys. Oh, down here, I'm in Georgia, and everybody around me has Georgia Bulldog stuff. There's a lot of businesses are called Bulldog this and Bulldog that, and it's insane. And this one lady came in the post office. She had a Georgia Bulldog jacket, Bulldog beanie. Her purse had the big G for Georgia Bulldog. She pulled her wallet out of her purse. It said Georgia Bulldog. And I was like, damn, lady. Yeah, I'm in Georgia. Uh, yeah, Auburn stuff there. Yeah. People get so infatuated with their college teams. And I remember living in Tennessee, and the Tennessee Vols, everything was orange. People would paint their dogs orange. It's so stupid. They put checkered patterns on their dogs, orange and white. It's like, if you didn't have something orange on your car, you're a foreigner. It's Cowboys or 49ers. Cars, jackets, flags. Oh, you have to get the little window flags on the back of their car. And yeah, it's ridiculous. It's complete overkill. It's like, I get it. You support a team. Good for you. That's great. But you're buying all this garbage to wear it and everything else and sport it. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, man. Yeah, to each their own with their sports and stuff. Whatever makes you happy. Whatever makes you, suit your fancy. I've got Army stuff on my truck. I was in the service, so I've got, a plate on the front of the truck that says U.S. Army. And I had a sticker on the back with the Sergeant First Class rank on the back of the glass of the truck. It's Ohio where you're at, so it's Bengals or Browns. Yeah. You've been to Traffic Jams Motorsport. I have not. Oh yeah, universities are total. It's a total profit machine. Yeah, a total profit machine. In a Wicked Country Road shirt. Oh, myself is going to tell us their twisted secret. You get two old Smokies. Yeah, here you got to have a bulldog as a pet. I know in Tennessee you had to have a hound dog for the sports team. It's insane. It's complete insanity. Buying jerseys and all that memorabilia. Or the people who paint themselves to match their team, be in the stands so they can be on camera, out there shirtless with, they painted their chest with one of the letters, and their friends would all spell the name out and stuff like that. It's crazy. Or they paint their face up. You see those fans for like the Raiders, and they'd have their face painted up black and gray, and I don't know. You gotta really love your sport. Yeah, I mean, you can be excited about something, have, support different things. I get it. And it's your money. If you want to spend your money on that stuff, go for it. That's your choice. To me, it seems overkill and ridiculous. It's just not my thing, I'm not gonna. I don't know. I don't wear sports stuff. I just don't wear sports stuff. You did 20 years in the Marine Corps? Salute to you, myself. I did. I was in the Army.
I was in the Army. Yeah, there's a couple of stores, more than a couple, I'm sure, but a couple I've seen that strictly sell Georgia Bulldog memorabilia. That's all they sell. And you go in there, and it's just you can get towels, T-shirts, socks, hats, um, everything, chairs and stickers and jerseys and all kinds of stuff like that. It's just that's all they sell. Totally just Georgia memorabilia, and they're doing good business. So, yeah. Yeah, thank you for your service, myself, one soldier to another. Thank you, Conor McGregor from Pakistan. That's a new one. I haven't heard that Conor McGregor one yet. You're the first one today to call me Conor McGregor. Uh, they can give us thank yous, but I don't go out searching for thank yous. Um, I'm not trying to get accolades and recognition for my service. I did it. If you want to thank, that's fine. You know. Once you own a hound dog, you always own a hound dog. I had a friend growing up that owned. I'm about to get off here in a few minutes myself, Wesley. Have yourself a good day, man. Um, but they went hunting and they had hound dogs, and those things were loud as hell. Um, yeah, and they were just annoying dogs. They'd howl and bark at anything that moved. Which came first, chicken or the egg? Chicken. If the egg came first, what hatched it? I went to Iraq twice, 2 times in Iraq. No Afghanistan for me. Um, yeah, yeah. If the egg came first, it would just sit there and rot. So the chicken had to come first, unless somebody else went over there and laid on the egg and made it hatch into a chicken. I don't know. That's what comes into my head. Weapons of mass destruction. No, no. That's a whole political thing I don't want to get into. I don't think it was a just war. I participated in it because that was my duty. But whatever. He still didn't care. What cut? I don't try to use my military status to. If I can get a discount at Lowe's, that's good. I'll ask for discounts, military discounts sometimes. But I don't know. I'm not trying to. I don't wear the hat that says veteran. I do have a license plate that says veteran. But yeah, it's a lot. War is always that way for Max. Everywhere, the war's always that way. No matter who's fighting who, there's a lot of loss of life. Hey, Mary, how's it going? Loki says the rooster came first. That's that whole evolution thing, When they say over the course of 1,000,000 years or something like that, some animal transitioned from land to the ocean. And my mind, I can't comprehend that in my mind because the amount of well, pops in my head is, did he do a micrometer every year for 1,000,000 years till he finally made it to the water? How does it? I can't fathom that. It may have happened. I don't know. I can't prove it or disprove it. So they evolved from land to sea or vice versa. Is like I don't know. Well, we're not here to judge anybody. Myself, we're not trying to. Uh, yeah. And you're part of that opinion. Myself, I don't take the approach that way. I thought it was very flattering and honorable that people would um, give discounts and I've had people buy me a meal before because I was a veteran. I was in uniform. They like do stuff like that every once in a while, and I was flattered. But I don't expect it. I'm not out there saying, "Damn it, give me my props." Thanks, thanks, Fomex. I appreciate it. You're trying to move to the United States from Pakistan? Turn my interest to professional and move to the U.S. How old are you, Fomex? I bought other people drinks and stuff like that, meals before. I've seen people, done things like that on the spur moment type stuff. But like I said, I don't expect it. I'm not going places with an expectation of coming out with a free drink or a meal. You're 24. All right, Fomax. What you do is you come to the States, become a citizen, join the military, and then you can get trained on all your fighter jet stuff you want. It's that simple. You can join up to the age of 34. So make your way to the States, become a citizen, and you can join the armed forces, Air Force or something, whatever, and learn how to fly fighter jets. That's the easiest way to do it. They'll pay you to do it and everything. Why wouldn't I expect it after all I did for this country? I know. I mean, there is that aspect point of it. And I did it because I wanted to serve my country, granted. But, I've seen what happens. After 9/11, the soldiers could walk on water and everybody would do everything for them. But, as time's passed on, it's less and less, do I like the veteran parking spaces in front of Lowe's? Yeah, I love having those parking spaces. That's kind of nice. Do I like getting a discount at Home Depot for being a military veteran? Sure, that's great. But and then there's other services and stuff. I'll ask them, do you have a military discount? If they don't, it's fine. But I don't know. I don't know. It just, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to, it is, I would say it would be nice. It is nice to be recognized every once in a while for my service. But I don't think, I'm not out there demanding it or expecting it from everybody I pass by. I don't know. You buy anybody a meal or a drink? Yeah, there you go. There was one time at Waffle House, I was there with my family, kids and everything. This guy came, he's a drifter, if you will, homeless guy. Had a dog with him and his huge backpack. And he set his huge backpack and he tied his dog to his light post outside the Waffle House. And he was sitting there for a few minutes and he finally came inside. He sat down at the counter and ordered a thing of grits and eggs. That was it. Just eggs and grits. That's all he wanted. Super cheap. Drank water. Obviously didn't have the money to buy a full meal. So when we were about to leave, I told the server, I said, hey, I want to pay for his food. You don't have to make a big deal about it. Just, I'm going to pay his food and we'll go about our business. This is kind of a nice gesture type thing. And so he's getting ready to leave. We're getting ready to leave about the same time. And then she says, well, somebody already paid for your food, sir. And he got mad. He was pissed. He's hit the table. He's like, who did it? Who paid for my food? I didn't ask for that. And he's going on. And I'm like, and then she was getting scared, So we were leaving. I came up to the guy and I was like, look, mister, I paid for it. I just hope you have a nice day and be careful out there. And he's like, you be careful. And he had this huge Bowie knife on his hip and everything. And he's like rough as hell. And I was like, no, all right, good. We're going to go now. Thanks for, yeah, you're welcome. Whatever. Come on, kids, let's go. Get in the car. I was like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Yeah, the people who fought in Vietnam did get a bad rap coming back to the States. And, the news and everybody, all the hatred for the war. And, most everybody who went to Vietnam got drafted. So it wasn't even their choice. And then they came home from Vietnam War and got spat on in public. That was jacked up. That was messed up. Really messed up. The war wasn't, a whole different story. Was it justified or not? And then these guys getting drafted and forced to go over for a year and hope they survive. Or 2 tours, 3 tours, 4 tours. And then come back and just get disrespected, spit on, and everything else, and called baby killers and whatnot. That was totally messed up. It was not justified. No. You didn't see the USA being responsible for the Geneva Convention? I think they all came together after World War II and did the Geneva Convention. Loki? I'm not sure. I'm not 100% accurate on that history, but we played a part in it as well. The United States played a part in it as well. Yeah. uh, I'm not worried about it myself. Um, like I said, I'm not out trying to get a handout or nothing like that. It's not. I guess you couldn't call it a handout, but I don't need to be glorified or anything like that. But we have our own opinions about that kind of stuff. And then you went to Vietnam, so you're a lot older than I am. A different aspect and view on things. If they owe you, I get perks for being a veteran. I can go to the VA and get health care. I can get a home loan through the VA. There's GI Bill, different things like that. Um, but yeah, war is a crime. It is a crime, but it's never ending though. It, the battles and wars that we have throughout history and today, they're always going to happen. They're not going to go away. They're not. If it's reasons or territorial reasons or just pure hatred, um, yeah. I've never had any issues with VA, honestly. Um, I go every once in a while get my checkups and things like that. And there's a clinic in my area, and they're super nice and friendly and accommodating. I've not had any issues with the VA. Yeah. I hear what you're saying myself about being, if more people had to do a couple of years of service after graduating high school, I think it would change a lot of people's mentality on different stuff. And it does aggravate me how good we have it here in the states, and people take it for granted. Because when I was in Iraq, I saw it's third world country type stuff there. You saw people with nothing, and it really gives you more of appreciation what you have at home back here in the states. When you see people like that, it wouldn't hurt some people to go join the military or volunteer for the Peace Corps or something like that, and go over to these other countries and volunteer for a year, and um, come back and realize how good they got it. First world problems when they're out there, all these protests and things. Now, I kind of feel that way about the mandatory military service. I think it would help a lot of people. You know, get the discipline that they need. Um, but we live in a free country, and military is voluntary now. You join on your own free will. So it has nothing to do with pride. So politics. I just think it wouldn't hurt people to join the military for a couple of years, especially if they're shipped off to another country, even if it's just like humanitarian stuff, just to help out. It doesn't have to be combat. I think it would open the eyes of a lot of people who have it good here in the states, have it really good in the states, versus other countries. Fortunate to live here in the United States. I realize that. I've seen other places in the world, and I realize how good I got here. I try not to take it for granted. I still do some aspects. I don't really pay attention to it, but yeah, wars. It has to do with politics. Yep, it does. I mean, territory, land, and money, and all that kind of stuff. War is not a pretty thing. Never has been, and never will be. Just it's a nasty reality of life. So, what are you gonna do? I don't think there is anything really you can do about it. And not everybody agrees on the same thing. Everybody has their own opinion and views about it, and so divided about it. And that's just not here in the States. It's around the world. People are so divided about different stuff, and it's hard for them to come together as one. Hey Trevor, how's it going? About to sign off here in a few minutes. I've been on here for over 2.5 hours. Kind of a long stream for me. The rain has stopped. That's kind of good. I may take the old truck for a spin around town or something like that. I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, guys. If people owe me, yeah. That's true, Terry. Not many people are gonna be out there to help you out. You have to do a lot of stuff on your own. I get it. I can understand the guy named Myself. I can understand. I see and hear his argument. I know what he's talking about. I kind of feel. I know what he's going through, feel about, and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here. Like I said, I've had a good morning talking to you guys. Area, how's it going? I was about to sign off. People are starting to show up. I kind of feel bad signing off, and more people are starting to show up and say hi to everybody. Um, but I am going to get off of here, and you guys have a great day. Like, subscribe, share these videos and things with your friends and family. Go out there and compliment a stranger. Have a great day. Enjoy another cup of coffee. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, as always, with another cup of Joe. And like I said, I hope you guys have a great day. I don't know what else to say. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. I really appreciate it. You guys make this channel happen. And I have all my viewers, including you, to thank for that. So, bye now. See you next time.